I've had people say that I've saved their life. I've had them write that to me. I've had them come up and say it to me personally, even at school, which that's the greatest feeling in the world. And sometimes I get down, I'm like, should I keep doing this? And when I hear something like that, I'm always like, well, that's the reason why I'm doing it.
At a forward for Lyons Township, a 6'6" junior, number 20, Jim Maley.
As an athlete, I was two-time Conference Player of the Year, two-time All-Area, two-time All-State. I was invited to the Nike All-American Camp. My team finished 4th in the state of Illinois my junior year. Scholarship offers to 15 schools throughout the country.
The Lions from Lyons Township will control the opening tip. Bounce inside, Scabuzzo to Maley.
Great back door. Again, Schomburg's going to look to over.
I was starting in the Big Ten as a freshman, something that I had dreamed from the time I was a young kid in Western Springs. And my first start, I scored 15 points, hit 5 three-pointers, named the player of the game, played all 40 minutes. And, the next start, I was playing on ESPN. All my family and friends were watching, and they had a graphic on the screen before the game, and it said Star Watch at the top.
Keep an eye on Jimmy Maley.
Parker high, Maley is free. Got it, a three-pointer. Jimmy Maley, he's a freshman.
And then all of a sudden, it wasn't going so well. I just started becoming extremely exhausted at all times, like not being able to wake up exhausted. Whenever I had an opportunity, I was trying to go to sleep. I was probably sleeping 16 hours a day. I was becoming very, irrational at times, and it just got to be the point where I remember sitting in my dorm room, and I was sitting there like shaking uncontrollably before we played Michigan, and I was just sitting there thinking like, man, I hope I go and tear both of my ACLs so I never have to play basketball again. And I think at the time, I guess I probably thought it was burnout. That's the phrase I kept saying, like even with the papers, I've lost my passion for the game. I'm done. I didn't want to do it anymore. Depression ran in my family, with a lot of people in my family, but it was just something we did not talk about ever. I grew up in an Irish Catholic family. We joked around a lot. We played sports, but nobody talked about things like this. And I think once my mother finally saw, that I dealt with something that she had dealt with for so long, I think, that's when she kind of opened my eyes to both our family history and what she went through. And then it kind of made clear, like all the stuff that I couldn't really figure out from the past. Like I couldn't understand why I was feeling this way. I was the head varsity basketball coach at Conant High School for 4 years, and it was in that 4th year where I ended up being hospitalized because my depression had become too bad. It was during COVID, and luckily that was one of the best things that ever happened to me, because I think I found my permanent solution during that time while being in the hospital. But when I got out, I did finish out the season, and my thing was I needed to find my permanent solution. I needed to make sure that I had found it, and I wanted to make sure, and I think the way that I had to do that was I had to step away from coaching, be a father, still resume my teaching roles, and make sure that I had basically come out on the other side. When I got out of the hospital, I emphasized some different things that I hadn't emphasized in the past. And, from that point forward, thank God I haven't had another major episode. I think the big thing for me is I always talk about how I would get better, and then I would just kind of let it go back. I would continue to do the same exact things that I had done in the past, where when I was in the hospital, they basically emphasize like self-care, those preventative techniques. And that's really what I've been trying to do now. I've been trying to stay as far away from that deep low point as possible. And I've been able to do that, fortunately. I share for myself as well. The concept I use is share selfishly. It's kind of something that came from a concept I used as a coach, where I would say screen selfishly. If you're a basketball player, you know that one of the best ways to get yourself open is to be a great teammate and go set screens for other people. And I've kind of felt that with what I'm doing with the mental health side. When I go around and I share my story, yes, 90% of the reason I do it is for other people, but 10% is because it helps me feel good. I lead with the sports angle because I think it connects with a lot of people and who aren't even athletes. But I think it connects with a lot of other people as well. I think when people see anyone going up there and sharing their message, I don't even think you have to be that good at it. I think people relate to someone just getting up there and doing it. And what I've found is, one, I've experienced my own mental health struggles at each place, but also I've seen kids that have experienced it at each place. I don't think just because you come from the inner city versus the suburbs, there's a whole lot difference in terms of mental health. It really can affect anybody, and I've seen that over the course of my time.